If you're looking to get your life back on track, then this book offers an easy framework for improving your life every day. Do you find yourself stuck in a never-ending cycle of bad habits that do no good to you? Are you tired of trying to fix things and even more tired of failing? Maybe you have wondered what a habit really is and why all humans have them. This book has all the answers. It gives you an easy and proven way to build good habits and break bad ones. And in the hope to encourage you to read it, we've prepared a quick summary for you to peek at the information written on its pages. Let's see. What is a habit? If someone were to ask you about your daily habits, you might need some time to think about them. That's because a habit, by definition, is an act that you perform automatically by instinct. Like when you walk into a dark room, you instinctively turn on a light switch, right? Habits are actions you don't even have to think about, which is why you might not realize how a small daily action can have a powerful effect on your life. If you're saving $1 a day or smoking a cigarette a day, these actions may not seem like much now, but 20 years from now, those habits can either make you rich or, unfortunately, kill you. That's why it's important to understand how habits are formed, so you can learn how to kick the bad habits, implement the healthy ones, and take back control of your life. James Clear, one of the world's leading experts on habit formation, reveals strategies to help you form good habits and break bad ones. You'll also learn to recognize how tiny daily habits can have an incredible impact on your life and your future. If you find that you struggle to change your habits, the problem isn't you, but your system. You see, your brain is wired to complete activities that are both easy and provide immediate gratification. Luckily, James Clear provides a proven system that will help you change your habits and take your life to new heights. Through this book, you will learn how to make time for new habits, overcome a lack of motivation and willpower, design your environment to make success easier, and learn how tracking your habits and finding an accountability partner will help you succeed. Why can small habits make a big difference? When it comes to success, many people are focused on the wrong thing. They focus on the end goal versus the journey it takes to get there, and believe big decisions will get them to their final destination. But nothing could be further from the truth than that. In fact, 1% of improvement each day means that you will be 37 times better than you once were. But if you decline 1% a day, you will decline nearly to zero. In other words, it's the small habits that matter and that make the biggest difference. We don't typically notice tiny changes because the impact is not seen immediately. The impact may not be seen for months or even years, but the results can be enormous. For instance, eating a slice of pizza certainly won't make you unhealthy. However, if you eat a slice of pizza every night for dinner, then you'll likely see a change in weight over the course of a year. Similarly, taking a 30-minute yoga class one day won't immediately make you in shape. Instead, it's small habits over time that compound into major results. Results in life are a measure of habits. The net worth of a person is simply a measure of their financial habits. Similarly, a person's health is a measure of their daily habits of diet and exercise. Time magnifies the margin between success and failure, which is why our daily choices have a greater impact than we realize. If you want to predict where you'll end up in life, then simply follow the curve of your daily choices. Bad habits can affect us just as easily as good habits can build us up. This is why it's important to understand how you can design your daily habits to your advantage. The key is to make tiny changes to your behavior, which when repeated over and over will become habits that lead to big results. But let's see how habits are formed. How many times have you started a healthy habit like exercising or meditating, only to discover that it has merely turned into a major hassle after a few days or weeks? Because so many people attempt to alter their behavior incorrectly, habits can be difficult to break. We must first comprehend how habits are created in order to change them. 4 steps make up the habit-forming process: cue, craving, response, and reward. Think about what you do when you first get into your car. You probably put the key in the ignition, put on your seatbelt, check your mirrors, and then head on your way. You don't even think about the process, you just do it because it's a habit that you've repeated so many times that it's become instinct and happens automatically. So, how are habits formed? A cue or trigger to act is where habits begin. For instance, getting into your car signals you to take a step toward reaching your next location. The second step is the desire for a state shift. In this example, the desire to go somewhere. The final step is the reward, a feeling of relief or comfort that comes from arriving at your destination safely. This habit loop can be applied to many habits that you complete daily, such as brushing your teeth in the morning or eating breakfast. Also, having a cup of coffee first thing you wake up, or maybe a trigger or a craving to feel fresh and clean, and your immediate response is to go to the bathroom or kitchen, and your reward is having freshly cleaned teeth and a full tummy so you're ready to start the day. The cue always triggers a craving which motivates a response. The craving is then satisfied and the reward becomes associated with the cue. Our actions are driven by a desire to find a solution to a specific issue, which is a component of the cue and craving stage of the habit loop. The indication for the problem phase, for instance, can be the buzzing of a new text message on your phone. The craving is that you want to learn the contents of that message. Then comes the solution phase in which you respond by grabbing and unlocking your phone, and the reward is satisfying the craving to read the message. Make it obvious, the most powerful sensory ability in humans is our vision. The human body contains almost 11 million sensory receptors and almost 10 million are dedicated to sight alone. In other words, visual cues are among the highest motivations for behaviors. Therefore, a small change in what we see can lead to a big change in what we do. Luckily, we can design our environment to our advantage, but the question is how? Creating visual cues can bring attention to your desired habit. Additionally, you can create desired cues by practicing implementation intentions. This simply means that you make a plan beforehand of when, where, and how you're going to accomplish something. When you create a plan, you are more likely to stick with your habits. So instead of telling yourself that you are going to exercise more often, set a plan about which days, at what time, and which type of exercise you're going to do, and then pack a bag with you to bring for work, and leave it in the front seat of your car so it stays in plain sight. Make it attractive. Every day we're bombarded with advertisements aimed at making clothing, food, home goods, and anything more attractive. Society is filled with highly doctored versions of reality as we engineer our photographs with ideal lighting, photoshopped edits, and exaggerated features to make products more appealing and attractive to consumers. The same can be applied to our habits. The more attractive something is, the more likely we're going to adopt it as a habit. Make it easy. People are often too focused on figuring out the best approach, so they never take action. They may research, plan, and strategize, but never act on the habits they wish to create. Therefore, the key to mastering any habit is to stop worrying over how long it'll take to form a new habit. Instead, make it easy and simply do it. Another way to make habit forming easy is through the 2-minute rule. The basis of the rule is to start small and make the habit easy to start. For instance, instead of telling yourself that you need to study for a class, you can start with the basics and tell yourself to open your notes. By breaking down the habit into small steps, you make the habit easier to form, which means you'll be more likely to form long-term habits. Make it satisfying. The last step to making a long-term habit is to make it satisfying. Successful companies understand this concept and use it to their advantage. For example, toothpaste manufacturers saw great success when they added mint to their products. Mint allowed people to enjoy the act of brushing their teeth because it led to a satisfying, minty fresh feeling. If an experience isn't satisfying, it may not be repeated again. On the other hand, habits that result in immediate satisfaction might see delayed consequences. This is why people still smoke when they know the risk could cost them their lives. The consequence of cancer might not come until 20 years later, but at the moment it relieves stress and satisfies the nicotine craving. Because of these delayed consequences and delayed rewards, it's important to attach immediate gratification to habits that you wish to pursue. The importance of habit tracking. Kicking a bad habit or implementing a good one can be hard. Habit tracking is a simple but effective technique to ensure that you are staying on track, and this technique has been here for centuries. The most simple technique is to use a calendar to cross off when you complete your desired daily habits. When you track your habits through a calendar or a diary, you will find that you are more likely to adhere to those habits. Tracking is not only obvious and creates a visual measure of your progress, but it's also an attractive, satisfying habit. At the end of the day, when you've accomplished whatever it is you aim to accomplish, you'll feel a sense of anticipation in the action of crossing off each day. While many people believe that making big changes is the key to success, it's the small things we do each day that have the biggest impact on our lives. Our small daily habits will affect the person we become in the future, so it's critical that we adopt healthy habits to ensure we'll live long, successful lives. This brings us to the end of today's video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and make sure to hit the bell button so you can get notified about the next book summary we post.